Back to the series Stock Your Bar for Your Wedding, where in part 1, we went over very important calculations that you can go back and watch. How many drinks will be served at your wedding and how many of each type of drink will be served at your wedding. And in today's lesson, we are going to go over how you calculate how many cases or bottles to buy, depending on what you're serving, and also how you break down each specific type to make sure you're covering all your bases. Now, for my pretend wedding, I'm serving liquor, beer, and wine, and the equation is very easy. You are going to take the type of drink you're being served divided by how many drinks can be poured or made from the bottle or case or liter of liquor to give you an approximate amount or number that you need to purchase. So for liquor, if I'm having approximately 280 drinks served, you can make about 20 drinks from a liter liquor bottle, depending how heavy or not heavy your bartenders are pouring. And because in Pennsylvania, you can return bottles of liquor that are unopened, I always err on the side of purchasing more than the base quantity that you need. So I would say anywhere between 14 to 18 liters of liquor. For beer, we need approximately 280 drinks that are going to be served. And in a case of beer and seltzer, there's 24 cans. So you do that equation, you get 11.6. I'm rounding up 12 to 14 cases total. And for wine, we're going to have about 140 glasses of wine served. In a bottle of wine, you can pour 6 to 7 glasses of wine. So that gives you 20 to 22 bottles of wine or champagne that need to be poured. If you do a champagne toast, you need to buy additional champagne specifically for that, reminding you there's 6 to 7 pours per bottle. And if you do a signature cocktail or a highlighted cocktail and you think a lot of people are going to be drinking it, you need to buy 1 to 2 additional liters of liquor for that. Now, the next thing we are going to move on to is the specifics of each type that you're serving. So we're going to start with liquor. Typically, you're going to have a range or variety of liquors that you're serving. The 5 most popular are vodka, tequila, rum, whiskey, and gin. My range was 14 to 18 bottles of liquor. Let's say I go with 15. This is how I would break it out. 4 bottles of vodka, 3 bottles of tequila, 2 bottles of rum, 4 bottles of whiskey, and 2 bottles of gin, because I know my drinking crowd drinks vodka and whiskey the most. Next, moving on to beer. I always like to recommend having a light option, a dark option, and a seltzer option. You could always do 2 different options for the light, 2 different for the dark, and 2 different seltzers, but that's how the breakdown would be. 5 cases of light, 4 cases of dark, 5 cases of seltzer. And when it comes to bottles of wine, I'm going to go with 22 bottles of wine, and I would break it out 10 red, 10 white, and 4 champagne, 5 Cab Savs, 5 Pinot Noirs, or maybe you have 5 Sauvignon Blancs, 5 Pinot Grigios. And I'm not doing a champagne toast at my wedding, so I will have champagne in case anybody asks for it, but I'm not getting a pour per person. Part 3 is going to include all of your non-alcoholic mixers, sodas, juices, and then also garnish cups, straws, napkins. Hope this finds somebody that needs it.